everyone, it's Jet Girl here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to tune your guitars. Knowing how to tune your guitar is pretty important, and for people just starting out, it can be a bit confusing. There's a lot of different tools you can use to tune your guitar, like a clip-on tuner, a tuner pedal, and even your ears. Before we dive into tuning, we need to talk about the musical alphabet. The musical alphabet are the letters that have been designated to all the different pitches. It makes it easier to refer to a pitch like A as a letter rather than the various frequencies like 220, 440, or 880 that it can be. There are 12 letters in the musical alphabet, also referred to as notes. We'll start off with what I call the main 6. I just want to apologize really quick because apparently I forgot how to count while I was filming my voiceover. There are actually 7 main notes in the musical alphabet. I say that there are 6 notes a few times. So just wanted to put that out there. There's also 5 sharps and flats total, not 6. Anyways, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Once we hit G, we start over again at A, so don't worry about H or the other letters. There are, however, notes in between, which are referred to as sharps or flats. With the sharps and flats added in, that gives us our other 6 notes. If you're wondering why instead of having the musical alphabet go all the way to L, there's sharps and flats, with the way that scales, chords, and written sheet music are, adding in another 6 new letters would make reading and understanding music a lot more of a pain in the butt. Each one of the main letters has a sharp or flat in between them, except B and C and E and F. This is an important thing to remember. The notes in between B and C and E and F can technically exist depending on what key of a song you're in, but when it comes to tuning, they're not real. An easy way to remember which notes have something in between them is by looking at a piano. Pianos have black and white keys, with the black keys being the sharp or flat notes. B and C and E and F don't have any black keys in between them, but the rest do. Notes like A sharp and B flat, or G sharp and A flat are the same note. But which one you call it kind of depends on what key you're in, but we're not going to worry about that for tuning. Another important thing to go over that will come into play later is half steps and whole steps. If you move up or down one note, this is called a half step, and if you move up or down 2 notes, this is called a whole step. With all of that out of the way, we can finally start to talk about tuning a guitar. The typical tuning for a guitar is referred to as standard tuning or E standard, with the strings being tuned to the notes E, A, D, G, B, and E. To tune a guitar, you'll use these lovely things called tuning pegs. Each one of these tunes the string that's wrapped around it. Some guitars have all of the tuning pegs on one side, and some of them have them on both sides. This can affect the way that you need to turn them. If they're all on the same side, to tune the string up a note, you'll want to turn it away from yourself. And to tune the string down a note, you'll want to turn it towards yourself. If they're on opposite sides, the first 3 strings will tune the normal way, and the remaining 3 will turn the opposite. Now we'll grab our trusty tuner and get to tuning. Tuners usually display like a meter, with each side indicating if the pitch needs to be raised, lowered, or it's good to go. I'll be using a snark tuner, which also displays some helpful colors, with orange meaning the note needs to be raised, yellow meaning it needs to be lowered, and green meaning you're good to go. Most clip-on tuners will only display sharps, so we won't have to worry about the flat notes right now when referencing our musical alphabet. With the tuner clipped to the headstock, we'll start with the first string. Using the musical alphabet to guide me to the right note, I'll turn the tuning peg in the right direction until the tuner says E and the meter display is green. Now I can do the same thing with the rest of the strings. While tuning, I'll keep picking the string that I want to tune so that the tuner can keep picking up what pitch it is. Once you tune all the strings, it's always good to go back and double check that everything stayed in the right place. Next, I'll do the same thing with a guitar that has tuners on both sides. Now, you might be wondering, what if I have a Floyd Rose? Don't worry, I've got you covered. If your guitar's tuning is super off, you'll need to grab a set of Allen wrenches so you can unlock the locking nut. Depending on where your guitar was made, you'll either need a standard or a metric Allen wrench. Once you loosen the locking nut, you'll be able to tune the guitar as normal. Once you get everything fairly close to pitch, you'll retighten the locking nut. Now we can turn our attention to the tuners on the bridge of the guitar. These help you make small adjustments to the tuning so you don't always have to unlock the nut. Tightening the screw raises the pitch, and loosening the screw lowers the pitch. If you're wanting to put your Floyd in a tuning different than what it normally is, you'll have to reset the bridge. If you're not sure how to do that, you can check out the link in my description for how to set up a Floyd. Now you might be wondering, what if I have a headless guitar? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Most headless guitars have their tuners on the bridge. I recommend using a flathead screwdriver to turn them, but I'll be using a guitar pick for now. These screws work just like a Floyd, with tightening raising the pitch and loosening lowering it. Now you might be wondering, what if I have a guitar with 7 strings? Or maybe even 12? Don't worry, I've got you covered. I only have a 7-string, but just in case, I'll be including the standard tuning for both 7-string guitars and 8-string guitars. Please don't ask me to do the 9-string guitars. The standard tuning for a 12-string isn't actually that scary, with the extra strings just being doubled notes. The first 2 strings are E, and the next 2 are A, and so on. Now you might be wondering, what if I want to play Sweet Child of Mine? Don't worry, I've got you covered. There are a lot of songs that will be in different tunings. Usually they're just taking all the strings and tuning them down by half steps or whole steps. You know, those things we talked about earlier? E-flat tuning is a common tuning for songs. It's also referred to as tuning down a half step, meaning tuning the strings down 1 note. There are lots of other tunings like D and even C which work the same, but they just have a different amount of space in between them and the starting point of E. Now before you wonder, I won't be going over open tunings and other alternative tunings. If I did, I think we would be here all day, and all of that information at once would definitely be a bit overwhelming. But with the knowledge of what I've gone over and a quick Google search, you'll be able to tune your guitar to whatever you want it to be. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about tuning, be sure to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching!